Hi, my name is Anne, and I received a meal with More Than a Meal. More Than a Meal has helped me specifically in the fact that I had a situation, I was really sick, and so the Single Mom KC wanted to help me out, and so they sent me a meal through More Than a Meal just to help take some of that burden off of those everyday things that you need to do when you're taking care of a kiddo and still are sick. I had COVID and pneumonia and was severely dehydrated and ended up in the hospital for 8 days. And so when I came out, even though I didn't technically have COVID or pneumonia or anything, I was still very weak and very tired and easily exhausted, and I was on oxygen sometimes at home. And so even just doing basic things, it really made it hard to even just provide a meal for my son, who was 12, 13 at the time. And so being able to provide him with a home-cooked meal that, yes, I still put it in the crock pot, but it was provided for me. The instructions on there were so easy that, it was a no-brainer instead of sending him something in the microwave. And so we were both able to have something nutritious and good and warm while I was still recovering at that time. It took me, I think, longer to read the recipe card than to put everything in there, just to make sure I was putting everything in there correctly, the amount, and I think the only thing I had to provide was water. For one of them, it had some water in it. And so, literally it was minutes, at the most that it took me to put in there, because at the time, I was not able to stand even 5 minutes. I have a puppy that I had been taking for a walk for 20 or 30 minutes, at least twice a day, and I was lucky to take her for a 5-minute walk at this time. So even just to be able to stand at a crock pot for a couple of minutes was a lot for me to do, but I was even able to do that because it was just literally minutes to be able to just sit there and read the instructions and put it all in there and get it to go. So yeah, it was really nice to be able to do that. I think I received 3 meals. 2 of them I remember in particular because they were so good, we still talk about them. One was like a barbecue pot roast or something, I think, no, it was the barbecue pulled pork. And it was so good. I think that was the one that had the pop with it, a root beer in particular. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. This is kind of different. But we did it, and it was so good. We ate it for a couple days. Because just being the 2 of us, there was so much for just a one meal. And so, and then the other one was, I think, a roast of some sort. And then I think the other one was a taco something.
Cool Ranch chicken tacos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the tacos. And I just remember they were all so good, and they were so easy because it came with everything that we needed, down to even the condiments to put in there or put on it. And, it was nice to be able to provide and sit down and have an actual decent meal, even though I felt like I could not have provided anything even remotely close to that. At the time, because I just didn't have the energy, and plus too, I still wasn't eating a lot, and so it actually saved well in the refrigerator, for me to have at the next meal. So that was something that was really nice too. It meant so much to me receiving that meal from the Single Mom KC and More Than a Meal. It let me know, even though they couldn't be around me at the time, that I was cared for, that they cared about what was going on with me, and that they were doing whatever they could to help me out. I've received gift cards and even flowers. Those are great, but flowers don't really do anything. Yes, they lift your spirits, but that's about it. With a gift card, I still would have to either go buy the meal or do it online, and it quite honestly was still a lot for me to be able to do anything, even with a gift card. Even buying pizza pizza online. More Than a Meal was such a nice meal. It wasn't, it wasn't just pizza that was gonna go cold in the refrigerator or whatever, and that was the nice thing. And so it just really made me feel loved and cared for, even though they couldn't be around me at the time. I would definitely recommend More Than a Meal. I actually had a friend that had a baby and she had some complications, and so she was in and out of the hospital herself after she had the baby, and so being able to help the family with that. I also work with special needs kiddos, and so our families have a lot of challenges. Our kiddos are in and out of the hospital or in and out having procedures or tests or whatever, and so our families are under a lot of stress. And so being able to provide a meal, because we're always trying to think of ways that we can help our families out, and this would be a great way to be able to do that.